We often think of our lives in terms of scale and endurance, the massive weight of an elephant, navigating thousands of miles of harsh terrain. But even a creature of this scale can be brought to its knees by something as small as a single ant. When an irritant that small enters an ear or a sensitive space, the elephant's strength becomes a liability. Your mind is no different. A single, unchecked negative thought functions like that ant. It's a tiny intrusion that doesn't belong, but it commands a disproportionate amount of your attention. These thoughts don't stay isolated. They pile up, creating a constant state of internal friction that slowly consumes your mental energy and irritates your perspective on everything else. If you leave these small irritants to fester, they become systemic threats. They can eventually collapse the stability of a life you've spent years trying to build. In our daily environment, we are constantly navigating a high-speed stream of interactions and digital noise. Research into mental weight shows that this pie chart is skewed heavily in one direction. To break that loop, view your mind as an environment separate from yourself, much like a sanctuary or a zoo of thoughts. If you watch your mind closely, you'll realize that thoughts simply arise. You don't know what you're going to think 10 seconds from now because you aren't consciously generating every impulse. When a fearful or angry thought appears, it is like a wild animal entering that sanctuary. It is present, but it is not you. This is where you step behind the glass. You observe the thought's energy and its intensity from a distance, without feeling the need to jump into the cage and wrestle with it. When you stop feeding these thoughts with your own panic or validation, they lose their momentum. Deprived of your engagement, they eventually exit the mind on their own. By learning to be a witness to your thoughts rather than a victim of them, you begin to reclaim the space needed for actual happiness. This observer mindset is most useful when dealing with triggers, those moments where a stranger or a loved one says something that causes an immediate, sharp reaction. Instead of viewing that reaction as an external attack, see it as a diagnostic spotlight. The trigger is highlighting an area of your mind that is still sensitive. As this timeline shows, a present-day overreaction is often just a pathway. It leads directly back from a small interaction to a much larger, unhealed wound from your past. When you feel that trigger, you can either react with tension, which reinforces the old wound, or you can respond with peace. Choosing peace allows the nervous system to settle, preventing the old memory from being reactivated. When you take ownership of your response, you use these daily frustrations as a tool. By refusing to engage in the old cycle, you slowly deconstruct the emotional weight of those past traumas. It's natural to look at a life filled with these emotional hurdles and wonder why the path is so much more difficult than it seems for others. Physics offers a counterintuitive explanation. Comparing a flat road to one with deep dips yields surprising results. The dips provide acceleration. A ball on the bumpy path gains momentum through every drop, reaching its destination much faster. Your past struggles and healed wounds function the same way. They aren't just obstacles, they are the structural elements that have provided the momentum for your current growth. The final shift is to accept the trajectory of this bumpy path. This is the process of surrender. Surrendering means you stop fighting the reality of your past. You relinquish the heavy burden of trying to change what has already happened to the same natural laws that govern your growth, trusting that your perspective as an observer is enough. Use your triggers to find where you hold on. Step behind the glass and watch your thoughts pass without giving them your power. By observing your mind and choosing your response, you prove that the friction you faced was never there to stop you. It was the very force that taught you how to fly.